Hello, everybody. Welcome in. You have found yourself at the vaults of yesteryear. I am Jake, your host. And tonight we've got a good game of Ker Nethalas ahead of us. So we're going to do our first live play on the stream. So it's going to be hopefully exciting. But I tell you, I've got a brand new setup for this stream, and so it's going to be a little bit interesting. It's going to be an experiment all the way around, right? So let me get a couple things set up first, and let's see here. Move around. Okay. All right. Warg, welcome in. Oh, Jeff, you're in Korea. Welcome. Yes, you saw a QR code. So first of all, can everybody hear me okay? Again, using a new setup here and everything like that. So I'm going to kind of go through a bit of a test on everything to make sure that all is well. If you can in the chat, yep, good. Very slight environmental echo. Yep, that's because I need things on my walls. Yeah, that's all me. Yeah. Okay. Well, Jeff, tell your wife happy birthday. Let's see if I can highlight. Yeah, there we go. We got highlight working. It's my wife's birthday today, so I might jump in and out a bit from watching the stream. Good, good, good. Well, happy birthday. Yeah, I guess I do need more padded walls, right? Okay, good. So let's see. How do I unhighlight? Maybe it disappears after a time. I am not entirely certain. No, I am not certain how the how the highlight works. Okay. There we go. Oh no, it highlighted it again. Oh me, guys. All right, so here's the thing. So I was using StreamYard, and I thought that in order to do this, so first of all, the limitation of StreamYard is that it is at 1080p is the highest resolution I can stream with that. So what I did is I have started using something called Meld Studio, and this is allowing me right now. You're getting me at 1440p, and I wanted to do that to try to get a little bit higher resolution so you can see things on the screen like we're doing here with the PDFs and things like that, just a little bit better than we were. Yep, and yeah, accused of the crimes of trying new stuff, right? So let's see. There we go. I figured out how to dismiss. All right, we're in business. So now let's do. We'll get the music playing. as it's playing, let me know what y'all think about the volume levels on that guy. And yeah, a little bit less latency. That's good. That's good. Us people overseas sort of have the pressure to go in the opposite direction, make the signal smaller. Yeah, well, I understand that. Yeah, because you're a lot farther away. So I understand the problem there. Let's see. Let me make this guy a little bit bigger on the screen. We'll see if that helps. Okay. Now, the other thing that I wanted to announce tonight before I get started is the QR code that y'all mentioned. So I have started a Discord server like I've said many times on this, to create community. So a couple of you are on there already. If you want to join us on there, we would love to have you. It would be fun. We can talk RPGs and get to know each other a little bit better. But scan that code. It should take you to the Discord server and get you on there if you're not already. So, all right, I have, let's see, I've got my dice over here. I've got my camera on me. I've got everything up. And so just so you know, I'm using Foundry here to run Ker Nethalas. Now, for those of you that don't know what it is, Ker Nethalas, and this is the new Gravebound edition that we're doing tonight. And that's from Blackoath Entertainment. And I'm actually going to be doing an interview with Alex from Blackoath. Going to be recording that here tomorrow, I believe, and then it'll come out later in the week, probably on Tuesday, if I was to guess. So that's going to be good. I'm looking forward to that quite a bit. Now, Alex is the author of he's the owner of Blackoath and the author of Ker Nethalas, and this game is a solo game about a lone adventurer that makes his way into the depths of the Undercity, the Under crypts known, and that's what the Ker Nethalas is representing. That's the name of the place underneath civilization. And in the base game, there are a number of different overseers and they are essentially the bosses for each level that you go into. And those bosses will theme. They have themes that affect you during play that can affect the creatures you come against and the environment that you're in. And then eventually you end up meeting the boss at the end of your adventure on the level. Now, what we're doing tonight is the introductory one, Entering into Darkness, I believe it's called. And so we're going to do that and get our character built and run him through this introductory in preparation for part 2 of this live play, which is going to be the Warrens of the Ratkin. It is a new release from Alex at Blackoath for Ker Nethalas that gives you a themed adventuring location that's kind of, if you're familiar with Skaven from Warhammer Fantasy, it is very much that. So it's very much in that theme, and I'll say that it is incredibly evocative and very well done, and because I've read through it quite a bit, so I'm looking forward to it. Okay, so I think we're going to go ahead and get started making a character. And as we're playing, if you have questions, then we can answer those as we go. And at the same time, hopefully you guys will help me in character creation, because I'd certainly love your input. Okay. All right, so here is our plucky adventurer, and if you want to help me name this guy, I would be happy to do so. And let's see, let me get, there we go. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and read the intro here because it is kind of important in letting you know what the theme of the game is. It says, before you even open your eyes, a wave of nauseating stench hits you, immediately causing you to heave the bitter taste of bile in your mouth. Your whole body hurts and you can feel an intense burning around your neck. With some hesitation, you manage to sit up from the pile of soft refuse you appear to be lying on top of. To your horror, you quickly discover that this is not garbage, but a pile of decaying human corpses. Bloated faces and sunken eyes stare blankly at you, illuminated by a single ray of sunlight coming from very high above your head. A flood of memories comes rushing back. You were executed. You quickly stand up, your head swimming while you check your throat. You immediately wince in pain, the flesh tender to the touch, but there's no doubt about it, you were hanged. You try to speak, but the words come out as a grunt, your throat too damaged and dry to produce any other sound. You turn away from the rotting pile of flesh and look around you. You find yourself within a large empty chamber, though only light coming from a hole some 30 meters up above. There's no way you'll be able to climb back up there. Rats the size of cats edge around you, nibbling on the dead, too fat and well fed to even bother hiding or fighting each other for the best bits. Ahead of you, you see what appears to be a crack in the wall, wide enough for you to go through. There's no doubt in your mind of where you are, Ker Nethalas, the Midnight Throne. Everyone in Veldonia has heard the stories about this vast underground necropolis that was once the capital of the Velorian ascendancy before your demise. You also know that no one has ever come back alive from such a place. Considering you're in rags, injured and exhausted, your chances are not good. Somehow, though, you've cheated death, and there must be a way out of here. Hesitantly, you head towards the breach in the wall, hoping to find something you can use to increase your chances of survival. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to figure out what crime we were accused of, right? So that's going to be a D20 roll, and look at me, I don't have a D20 handy. I've got my 10-siders here. Okay, so let's see here. One second. All right, we have a D20. Valorian sounds sort of just east of Central Europe. Name the inspiration. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's not sure, Teutonic maybe? 2 is what we roll. So that's going to be witchcraft. Accusations of practicing witchcraft are common in Veldonia, and those accused often face trials and punishment, such as imprisonment or execution. Yes, he's in Spain. I didn't know that. Okay, so witchcraft. That tells me we're probably going to want to make some kind of magic user of some type. Sounds like it. Oops. Okay, character attributes. We have health, toughness, ether, sanity, and exhaustion. Health is, of course, like our HP. Losing health represents the sort of damage that takes a real toll. So, and then there's toughness, which is your resilience and ability to sustain non-critical damage. So in this game, what happens is, Warg says, is he guilty? Maybe he is. I'd say he is. Let's see. Okay, so toughness it gets taken off first, and then after that you lose health. So that's how that works. Now, ether is your ability to cast, your spiritual and psychic power, and then sanity, of course, we all know what that is. And then over time, you build up exhaustion because of various things that occur to you. Okay, and you'll notice the box at the bottom says no ranged weapon skill. Well, the rules intimate about how close quarters Ker Nethalas is, and gives no room for using ranged weaponry. Okay, so our health is a D6 plus 10. So it looks like we're going to have a 14 health. And toughness is acquired by 3d6 plus 20. Ooh, that's good. 16, 36 toughness. Okay, ether. This is going to be important because if we're a witch, let's see how well we do. D6 plus 8. 9, the lowest possible. Well, maybe that's why he was caught and hung. Is because he's not as great a witch as he might have anticipated that he was. Yeah. Well, that's a good point, Ward. Not so guilty. Maybe that's true. Maybe he wasn't a witch at all. I mean, I think that sounds good. I think we'll roll with that. Okay, sanity, D6 plus 10. Ooh, that's good. So 16 sanity. All right, so there's our core stats. Our exhaustion starts at 0. All right, now we handle character skill. Yeah, way too sane to be a witch. Yeah, that's probably true, right? Okay, character skills. So we have, you can see them listed there on the character sheet. And so beside each one of those skills in the PDF, you'll see a number like acrobatics 10, athletics 10. Those are bases. That's what you start at without dumping any points into it altogether. So in this game, it's a percentage D100 system, and skills can never go over 80 under natural circumstances. So just as it says there. So okay, so after applying your starting scores, add the following skill allotments to your skills. So as you can see, the character sheet already has our starting there. So let's see, we get plus 60 to 1 weapon skill. Yeah, it feels like he's like the guy in the picture. Yeah, maybe he is. Maybe he just had some trinket that, or was part of some faction, let's say, that wasn't exactly looked on favorably. So he got lumped in and accused of witchcraft with the others in the group. Maybe some kind of subversive rebels or something like that. Okay, so what do you guys want for weapon skill? So you can do bladed, bludgeoning, or you can do shafted weapons, which is like spears and stuff like that. I'll go with whatever y'all want. I just don't want to do unarmed. That seems not right. Anybody? No. Okay, I'll pick. Let's see. Soldier, blunt weapons. Yeah, okay, we'll do blunt. All right, so bludgeoning weapons. We'll give them a 60 to that. And next, you get a second weapon skill at 40. Laborer or guard. You know, I'm gonna say he's a mercenary. I think he's a mercenary where his unit was destroyed for the most part, and so he's kind of the last survivor in that unfavored faction. And so that's what landed him here. He's just one of a handful of survivors from his mercenary unit. Okay, so 40 to a second weapon skill. We've selected bludgeoning. Let's do shafted. And then we get plus 30 to 3 other skills. Let's see here. What do we want to do? I'll pick one, and it looks like we've got Jeff and Morgan. Each one of y'all pick another one. So, yeah, he got shafted. That's right. So I'm going to pick athletics. He's a merc, so let's just say he's good at that. So it gets 30 to that. So that brings him to 40. I do know that scavenging is useful for you to find gear here. Of course, you've got other things like that. Jeff says acrobatics. Okay, we'll put 30 there. That brings that to 40. What do we think to the other 30? Warg, any idea there? And then we're going to have 20 to 2 other skills. The Sandy makes me think he has some discipline. Yeah. Let's see. I like the idea of medicine. Let's go with medicine. That's a good discipline. Okay. Then we get 20 to 2 other skills. I'm going to put 20 to salvage. And yeah, Warg, you make a good point there on thievery. So let's do 20 on thievery. And then that leaves 10 to 3 other skills. So we've kind of neglected dodge. So we're gonna put 10 on dodge. We're having fun, guys. I don't care if it's bad choices or not. We're gonna run with it. He's a non-dodging fool. Normally he would have heavy armor to protect and save him from that, but looks like he's run out of his luck. Yeah, if he dies, he dies. So I don't know about stealth. Let's see. Let's give him perception, so that'll bring him 30 perception, and then in reason. We'll give him a little bit of reason, not much. Okay, so there we go. We got some skills. Now we have resistances. So these are like saves, guys. So new characters start the game with 40 points in one resistance and 20 on the other two. We have endurance, which is obvious, resolve, strength of willpower and mental fortitude in the face of fear, coercion, or psychological strain, and spell ward, the ability to withstand or diminish the effects of supernatural forces. Let's see. I think I'm feeling spell ward for his resistance. So I think I'm going to do 40 on that and do 20 on the others. You guys be thinking of a name for this guy too while I'm doing this. We're going to have to name him. Okay. Now we get into the fun part, masteries. So you start the game with 2 masteries, and you get the starting ability off of each one of them. Val Sundar. That's pretty cool. I like that. Jeff, you got a choice there too? Okay, so you start with 2 ability points. Okay, there we go. Val Sundar. There we go. We got him. All right. Hello, Fadigan. Welcome in. Glad to have you. Fadagan, where are you? I know that you are somewhere in the Asia region too, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so we have 2 ability points. You must spend one of them on a different mastery. Doing so unlocks the tier 1 ability and its initial mastery feature. You can only have a maximum of 2 masteries plus 1 unlocked via an amulet. Okay, so let's see. So there's a number of these, and so I'm just going to go through them here briefly because we can't spend a ton of time on all these. So we have the Abyssal Reaver, a fearsome warrior who taps into the dark powers of the abyss, channeling demonic energy into your melee attacks to strike fear in the hearts of foes. We have, and I tell you, I wish that Alex would have done a roll chart for these. I think it would be fun just to roll these, but yeah. Okay. Arcanist. You've studied everything there's know about etheric realm and how it manifests. No, we're not going to do Arcanist. Brawler. Face to face using your fists and bravado. No, we're not a fist guy. I don't think that fits. Bulwark. You march into combat as a walking fortress, impervious to your enemies' futile attempts at bringing you down. I like that. Okay, I'm gonna select Bulwark. Okay, so we're gonna scroll down here and select Bulwark, and I'm gonna let you guys select the other one. Okay, don't worry. So what's the passive here? Ignore all maneuver penalties from armor. And we get a +10 to our endurance. So that's nice. So we're going to up endurance to 30. And our tier 1 ability, let's see, is going to be Brace. I got a lurk, fellas. My wife's birthday, taking her to lunch. Okay, no problem, Jeff. No problem. Enjoy. Have fun. I'm sure we'll be here if you get back, but don't hurry back on our account. Okay, let's see. Brace. So it's 1 reaction to do it, and it costs 2 exhaustion. You see the enemy strike coming, and you're ready for it. Reduce any incoming damage by D4. You must declare the use of this before your opponent's attack roll. Okay, that's good to know, but it does cost 2 exhaustion to do it. So our tier 1 ability is Brace. Okay, and that is a reaction and costs 2 exhaustion. So we'll have to remember that. Okay, now we're gonna roll a d6 to find out where we train. We got a 6. The Order of the Bronze Shields, founded centuries ago by Athelia the Wall, this knightly order is renowned for its unwavering dedication to protecting the realm. Housed within a grand fortress, the Order of the Bronze Shields specializes and teaches defensive strategies and techniques tailored specifically for heavy armor users. Trainees undergo rigorous physical training, engage in mock battles, and learn to coordinate with fellow knights for effective defensive formations. Okay, now we need to select one more mastery. So, Duskblade, no, that's assassination. Emissary, I don't think that. Yeah, it does. It does sound Byzantine, exactly. Yeah, that or later Greek, maybe. Flame caster? No, he's not a flame caster, not a frost weaver. Gravecaller. That's necromancy. Hexmancer. You harness the dark arts to afflict your enemies with debilitating curses and manipulate their life force, sowing despair. Maybe. Icon Caller. You channel the potent power of the icons to unleash a myriad of effects and weave formidable spells. No, we're not going to do that. Mind Binder. You have learned to worm your magic in your target's mind. No. Ritualist. No. Stormbrand. Wielding 2 weapons and harnessing the power of storm. No, I don't want to do Stormbrand. How many of those can be used with low ether? Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking about, Warg, is something that I can pick that's not going to draw too heavily off that. Tracker, no. Umbral Phantom, no. Weapon Master, that's a possibility. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you the choice, Warg. Do we want to do Weapon Master or do we want to do the Hexmancer? And the Hexmancer is you're harnessing the dark arts to afflict your enemies with debilitating curses. What do you think? You get to choose. Tick tock tick, tick tock tick. Hopefully the latency isn't killing you too that far out. Could see the Hexmancer maybe, but really so far we haven't said anything about magic in his background. Yeah. Typing speed test. Okay, let's do the Weapon Master. Let's just stay straight. Let's stay straight and mercenary. Okay. All right, choose a weapon. Your weapon skill is increased by 10, and you add D4 damage to your damage pool when wielding it. This choice can be made once. Okay, so we're going to do Weapon Master. And his passive is going to be, let's do a mace. I like using maces. So choose a weapon. Your weapon skill is increased by 10 and add D4 damage. So that will bring our bludgeoning to 70. We're going to hit pretty good, I hope. And add D4 damage. So let's see here. And then we get the tier 1 ability of Evasive Strike. As a standard action, requires a melee attack check. You strike at your opponent while at the same time sidestepping their attack. If you score a hit, your next defensive check receives 10. Okay, so we're probably going to be using that quite a bit. Vol the Crusher. Yeah, I like that. In fact, let's make his moniker that, right? There we go. Okay, so we have. And let's see where he trained at for Weapon Master. 5. Peak Gala. Peak Gala is a revered training ground for warriors seeking to master the art of melee combat. The school is led by a master who possesses unparalleled skill in a wide range of weapons. Students undergo rigorous physical training, spar with fellow practitioners, and receive personalized instruction on weapon techniques. The serene atmosphere and breathtaking vistas inspire a deep connection between the warriors and their chosen weapons. Yeah, so, you mentioned Byzantine earlier, and I think that's fitting. Like some of the inheritors of the gladiatorial tradition. Maybe that's something that Vol has inherited. Okay. All right, leveling up requires 1,000 experience points. We won't get there tonight, so I'm not going to spend a ton of time on that. Let's see. Perks, personal goals. Okay, so we're going to do a personal goal here of the first thing we're going to do is bludgeoning damage expert. Which means that if we deal 200 bludgeoning damage, then we get damage reduction. Yeah, almost pre-Ottoman. Yeah, I agree. Really evocative seeds for character concepts. Yeah. And then we're also going to do, let's see. Overseer Overthrown, because it does suggest that we do that as our first goal. Okay, so let's see. So we're going to do Stepping into Darkness. So we're going to get a weapon of our choice. So let me grab a weapon. Get a mace. And we get a random armor for the random armor table. So let me roll that guy. I'll roll that in Foundry here. You won't be able to see it, but let's see what I get. Shields. Okay, so I will get a shield. I like it. I like getting a shield. That's nice. That's helpful. Okay. All right, and then we've got our mace here. Make sure we've got, simple. Okay. All set there. Ron Roscoe, what Foundry module is it? So this is Ker Nethalas module. So this is one, I found it available on Forge, which is the hosting site I use for Foundry. In fact, let me, yeah, it's called Ker Nethalas Into the Midnight Throne. That's the name of the system. Okay, so we got the random armor. We need a torch. So we're going to go over here and I'm going to put maximum light here because we get 20 light source for something like a torch, I believe. I'll check and see. And then we get D10 cooking ingredients. So let's see what we got here. 5. So we're going to have 5 cooking ingredients. There we go. And we will have D10 plus 5x crafting supplies. 7, so 12. Okay, I don't know, D10 cooking supplies or D10 plus 5. I think that's just D10 plus 5. I don't think there's a multiplier there. And then 20 coin. Okay. Let's check our weapons real quick. We have a mace. Where is it? There it is. It has the simple ability. It has 15, speed 5. Okay. Ron Roscoe. He says, oh, okay, yeah, this is the one that is the older version of the game, which shouldn't matter much in your playthrough if you're going with the book, but the rolls for it may be off. Yeah, I don't know if it is updated or not. I'll trust you on that. I don't know. So it may not be exactly accurate to Gravebound, but we'll see. Crafting supplies when starting in a pile of bodies in a dungeon, unexpected. Yeah, that's right. Okay, and then we have a shield. So we got a normal shield, so it gives a +10 parry bonus and has integrity of D8. Okay. All right, and then I think that's that. So we're going to jump over into stepping into darkness. Due to your character starting in dire circumstances, they suffer a series of starting disadvantages. So we're going to take, oh, lucky, only 1 point of damage to our toughness. We'll take D4 sanity loss. Let's see. I don't have a D4 handy, so we'll have a D8. So it'll be 2. 2 loss on sanity. And 1 exhaustion. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so we're starting on a standard map. So normally in Ker Nethalas, after your first introductory game, you roll randomly for the room layouts and everything. But this first one is pre-done, and so that's what I've got up on the screen here. So let's see. So we're only going to be rolling on the combat encounters listed there for this first domain. And let's see, so we need to roll our starting overseer first, I believe. So let's see here. Let's go. Where is that? $95. Okay, so we're going to do the overseer and see who that is going to be. Let's see, 179. So I'm going to roll that using this module, the Foundry module. So we'll find out who the overseer is going to be. The Carnage Devourer. Okay, so we need to go to here. And then we're going to roll for the starting influence that is applying to corrupting. Each time the creature, let's see if I can just, yeah, I think I can copy paste this, make it a little easier. No, I can't. It's doing it crazy. Each time the creature deals 5+ damage on a single attack, the target must make resolve check or lose 1 sanity. Okay. All right. So now the way that works is as we have a tension die, and that tension die gets rolled every time that we enter a new area, and it can lead to new corrupting influences taking effect, which makes things harder and harder as we play along. So that's kind of how that works. All right. So let's jump into. Okay, so we're going to start in the corpse pile. We're going to close off him. So we are here. Room number 1. This is where you opened your eyes for the first time after your supposed execution. This is where the nightmare begins. There's nothing of value here, just rotten flesh and vermin. You do find a half-spent torch. So our torch is only half, so let's adjust that. There we go. It will last you another 10 rooms. There is no combat encounter or event in this room. Yeah, so if he hits really hard, he gets caught up in PTSD. Yeah, that's right. Yep. Okay, so we have a couple of ways out of this room, and we can also scavenge here, I believe. So, and you're allowed to scavenge once per room. So in the way that we do that is to make a scavenging check. And this is how you do it. So your only chance of making it out is if you scour every single corner of the forsaken place. Once per room, you can make a scavenge check, and if you pass it, you can roll the table. So our character has a scavenge of 20. So let's give that a go. An 8. Well, we don't have a very good scavenge, but we still made it. So let's find out what we got. A 7. D4 crafting supplies. And I rolled an 8. Have it is a 4. So we've got 4 more crafting supplies. That'll take it to a 16. All right, so we do find a few bits of junk and detritus inside the corpse pile that I picked through to try to find something to make other things out of. I already foresee that we're probably going to need to craft another torch at some point. So it'll be good to have the extra supplies. Okay, we have 2 options here. We can take these stairs out of here to these other rooms, or we can go into room 2. I think let's just go straight into room 2 and see what we find here. So there's no door. And there is rules for locked doors and trap doors and things like that. But I think in the interest of time here, I'm probably going to maybe do one of them and then skip it after that. But okay, we have moved to room 2. So let's see here. The guard room. This room appears to be some ancient guard room. A tattered banner still hanging from one of the walls. Several armor and weapons racks lie collapsed and rotten near the walls, but among the many rusty pieces of weaponry, you find something that you can use. Wow. Okay. So we can get a dagger, a club, a spear, and roll once on the random armor table. So let's take a dagger, just in case we need that. You find the dagger, put that in the backpack, and let's see. We're going to roll on the armor table. I'm going to leave the other weapons here in case I need to come back and get them. Torso armor. Okay. So let's find out what we can get there. Roll on the torso armor. It can't be magic. Laminar armor. Very good. That provides 2 armor points on the torso. Excellent. Okay. There's no combat encounter or event in the room, and you normally check for a combat encounter or event. So we have 3 ways out. We can go to 3 straight ahead or over here to the side. So I think let's go straight ahead into this room here. And we'll go down and do the exploration here. So let's see. Okay, so now each time that you place a new room, you must make a lair check, and in order to find where the domain's overseer is. This is done with the usage die rules. So if you look on our character, we have a lair die of 10. So we're going to roll a 10-sider. So once you reach the last stage, so let me clarify. When I roll a 1 or a 2 on a usage die, it goes down to the next die level, right? And so you're starting high at a D10, but whenever you get to the last stage, to a D4, and you roll you roll a 1 or a 2, then it triggers the lair. So we got an 8, so we do not reduce the lair die yet. Okay, next is the tension die. So once you've determined if this is a regular room or a corridor or lair, make a tension die check. So we're going to do a tension die, and it is a D8, a 4, so we're good. We don't get any further progress on the tension. Now we look for a combat encounter, a D20, and if it's a 10 plus, we have an encounter, and it is. So we got our first fight. All right. So if we jump down to here, let's see what we're going to get. A 15. So we're going to be fighting a flesh eater. Okay, so let me drag Mr. Flesh Eater. We'll drag him into the room here next to us. Put him up there where I can see him. All right, so these monstrous creatures possess a rotting, bloated form with pallid skin stretched taut over protruding bones and oozing sores. Their jagged teeth are perpetually exposed in a wicked grin, and they exude a putrid stench that betrays their unholy nature. Flesh eaters move with unsettling swiftness, able to traverse the darkest recesses with uncanny stealth, preying upon unsuspecting victims who dare venture into its domain. Their insidious claws tear through flesh and bone, savoring the agony of its quarry as it devours their essence, perpetuating their cursed existence. All right. All right, let's see. We are going to take a fight with the flesh eater. Now let's jump over to combat encounters section. Okay, so the flesh eater is, I believe it is undead, so it is vulnerable to holy damage and restored by necrotic damage, and immune to bleeding, sickened, poisoned, and frightened conditions. That's a pretty righteous way to transcend ghoul. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so let's see here. So when defending from a creature's actions, most enemy creatures are magical or physical. Actions marked as magical require a spell ward check, whereas physical actions require you to use your weapon skill or dodge skill to defend from them. Okay, so this creature has what abilities? It has the frightening trait. So a frightening creature requires successful resolve check at the start of combat. Failure causes the loss of 2 sanity. When frightening creatures come in groups, you must only make a single check. Okay, so this is going to be our first check here. And Vol has a resolve of only 20. So let's see how he does. And he gets an 83, so that is not enough. So he is going to take 2 more sanity damage. So he is down to 12. Okay, so now we're going to jump over to combat. Characters can make 3 different types of actions. They can do free actions, reactions, or standard actions. Certain abilities and spells will affect that. Let's see. Okay, when you're faced with an opponent, combat is clearly taking place. You must determine who gets to strike first. So it is a perception versus the target's mind in an opposed check. Whoever wins get to act first until the combat is over. Okay, so we are going to make our perception check as a 30. And I rolled a 39. Not enough. And it is versus his mind. And just so you know, opposed checks, both creatures make a skill check rolling without going over their skill if it is a success. If both succeed, the one with the higher roll wins the confrontation. So if both fail, the one with the highest roll wins. Okay, so let's see here. He has, in the initiative is against his mind, and he has a mind of 30. 97. So we both failed. He got the higher number, so he wins the initiative. If you had good stealth, you could try to stealth past the creature here at this point, but I'm not going to attempt that. Okay, so standard attacks, abilities, and all that kind of stuff is what happens next. Now, and okay, so now we're going to do the dang it, I keep losing my place here. All right, so the attacking character is going to make a skill check. So it is it's going to be a body check from the point of view of the enemy. So that's how they attack. So he has a body of 65, and you compare that to the skill. The attacker has the upper hand, and as such, it gets +10 to their attack skill. Simultaneously, the defender also makes a combat skill check. So it's not body; it's going to be combat skill, and he's got a 40. So we will make that check. So let's see. Let's see here. Here we go. So let's see what he does. It's a D6 check. A 3. He's going to do grasp. The flesh eater lunges at the target, attempting to engulf it in its rotting embrace. Targets must make an athletics opposed check against the flesh eater's body. And on a failure, I am restrained by the flesh eater. Okay, so let's do that. So luckily we took some points in athletics. So and it's against the flesh eater's body though, and he's got a pretty good stat on that. So he's got a 65. We'll roll yellow for the flesh eater. So he succeeded. And we have an athletics of 40. And we failed. So the flesh eater is going to grab us. And let's see. Takes 1 bludgeoning damage that ignores armor at the start of their turn until they free themselves. The flesh eater doesn't act against a character while they are affected by this action. They will either change target or simply wait for the character to die or free themselves. Thanks, man. I bought this bowl from a local wood crafter, and I just went in and glued some felt into it and turned it into a dice tray. Okay, so it's going to be at the start of my turn. I'm going to take the bludgeoning damage at the start of my turn until I free myself. So we'll have to remember that because it's about to be my turn. Opposed rolls are good. I also like how the difference between strength and dex is in this case represented by the skill. Yeah. The strength of Ker Nethalas is in combat. It is a pretty crunchy combat for a solo game. I do enjoy that aspect of Ker Nethalas. And Alex is the author is really, he's good at making good fun and engaging combats. Okay. Now, they also have weak spots here. So when you attack, he has a weak spot for the head, so you can aim for that to do more damage to the enemy. And we'll show you what that's like here in a little bit. Ron Roscoe says, I love how it feels like a board game. Are you talking about just overall for Ker Nethalas, or are you talking about rolling physically? Some ways it lets us imagine how stuff goes, and others it provides that cool ability description. Yeah. Okay. All right, so we need to roll for the hit location of the crushing damage that I am undertaking. So it's going to be a D20 to see where it hits. It's going to be 10. That's the chest. Well, luckily, I do have torso armor, and since it has. Where is armor? Let's see. I think it just subtracts directly from it. Let me check and see. It's going to be bludgeoning. So bludgeoning ignores 1 point of armor. Okay. Okay, armor has an integrity after a fight where the armor worn is seen used. The integrity. Okay, we're not at that point. So it looks like, according to the way that the grasp works, is that one takes one bludgeoning damage that ignores armor at the start of their turn. Oh, it ignores my armor until they free. Okay, so I'm going to take that directly to my toughness regardless. So I'm down to 34 toughness. So it looks, so I am considered restrained. So let's see. Conditions. Restrained. The afflicted is wrapped in something restricts, incapable of moving, and all acrobatics, weapon skill, dodge suffer a -20. In my turn, I can attempt athletics in order to remove the condition. This is a free action, but I can choose to spend a standard action instead to receive a +20 to my athletics check. And I think I'm going to do that. Warg says, Ron, you sound like you've tried it before. Is it replayable with that tactical challenge still intact? Oh, it's completely replayable, says Ron. What we are looking at here is just the example domain in the book. After this domain, you start making, yeah. And Ron, I don't know if you were in here earlier whenever I was talking about it, but tonight's game is a prep that I'm doing in getting ready to do Warrens of the Ratkin on my next show for this. So Warrens of the Ratkin, I wanted to kind of build a character up first. So even if I don't finish, I'm clearly not going to finish this game tonight, but I will finish this level and then I'll jump in my next live stream to do the Warrens of the Ratkin. So. All right, so it is my turn, and I'm going to use the standard action with the +20 bonus to try to break free, right? So it is, once again, against his body, and the Flesh Eaters has the 65. Oh, and he passed. Let's see what I do. With the +20, that gives me I have a 40 athletics, it gives me a 60. A 16. So we both passed, and I can't remember opposed checks. If both succeed, the one with the higher roll wins the confrontation. So that's going to be the dadgum Flesh Eater. So he's got me. All right. So I lose my turn doing that. It's going to go to his turn and back to me, and I'll essentially take another toughness damage. Oh, and I forgot to do light sources earlier. I'm down to 8 light on my torch because I went into those other 2 rooms. I forgot to reduce my light level. Ron says, no worries. You would be surprised how long it takes to get out of this domain, but even Alex in the book itself recommends having the Warren supplement as a second domain. Yeah. So you're saying you've played Warren, Ron? That's cool. So tell me if you like it, because I'm looking forward to it. That's the only downside to Ker Nethalas that I had a criticism of is, I really wish that each overseer had its own custom event table and had its own custom room description table, because I think that it would have helped the base game enormously if we had those 2 custom tables for each overseer type. To me, it would have made a big difference. Okay, so he's damaged me again, so we're back to my turn. I think I'm gonna. Yeah, exactly, Ron. Like it transforms the per overseer. That's right. So each level, so when you do a level in Ker Nethalas, the whole level is given over. The events and the room descriptions is given over to specifically for that overseer. I think it would have helped with the flavor of the random dungeons immensely. Okay, so we're going to attack him this time because even with the plus 20, he's still overpowering me with his, heavy body ability. So we're going to jump over and attack because I get a plus 10 for being the attacker here, and I get a plus 5 for the speed of my mace. So that's a plus 15. So I'm only going to be losing 5 to my bludgeoning. So it's going to take me down to a 65. And so I think that's what I'm going to do. So here goes. So that's a hit. And now he defends with his combat skill. Now he has a low combat skill, and this is why I wanted to do this. So he only has a 40. Oh gosh, and he passed, and he's got a higher roll than me. So he parries my attack. Okay. Let's see. So let's see if they must use if it's a player, they can use either their dodge. PCs can only parry. Okay, so it's just against his combat. So yeah. All right. Ron says, I think the usage die mechanic is so simple and pure genius to use as like a clock of sorts. I want to, yeah, no, I like usage dice quite a bit. All right, so it cycles through him and back to me again, and I take another point of dadgum damage to my toughness as he continues to just squeeze the life out of me. So I'm going to attack him again. So I'm rolling against a 65, and I failed, which doesn't matter here. I don't think it matters if he passes either. Okay, so if it was the defender that won, they must make a roll in the defensive move table. Okay. So here's where we run into something that's a bit unique. So let's just see what he rolls on the monster defensive roll. So 7. Gains advantage on his next attack if the attack is a magic one. So I don't know. He's got me held, and it's doing well for him. So I think I'm going to ignore this because it probably makes most sense for him to continue to squeeze the life out of me. So we're going to take myself down to 31, and I'm going to try and go at him again. Another 89. And he won again. Okay, so let's see what happens. Yeah, I know. Nom, nom, nom. 10. The creature gets a new turn immediately. Well, so I'm gonna interpret that as he does another round of damage, 2 rounds of damage to me in a row. So I'm gonna interpret that as taking me to 29 from 31. And here I go again. I'm gonna try to strike him. That's the only thing I can do. I don't think I can break free. Yep, not looking good, is it? There we go. I rolled a 1. A 1. And he rolled a 21. Oh no. Okay, so what does this mean? I forgot. So when they roll doubles. Okay. When a creature rolls doubles below their combat skill, a brutal strike. Okay, so rolling the 1 is not going to help. Damn it. I forgot that the critical was on a double. I was thinking since I rolled a 1 it was going to be a critical, but it is not. So okay. All right, so he wins again, and that's another point off of my. Down to 28. Okay, here we go again. I need him to quit winning on his attack here. So he has, or on his defense, he has a combat of 40, which is reduced to a 35 because of my mace, the speed of my mace. So here we go. Rolling against 65. Failed. 74. Well, he failed too. So let's see here. I think it's the higher roll again here, which is me this time. So on an opposed check, when both fail, the one with the highest roll wins. Okay, so I've got a 77 versus 74, so that wins. So now, if I win, does that grant me the critical, even though I didn't? Let's see. When a creature rolls below their no, I still have to roll below my combat skill. So, well, so Ron, I rolled doubles on. I failed my skill, but it is an opposed check, and it says that even if both of us fail, which we did, then the winner of the check goes to the highest roll, which is me. So I would think that would mean that I win that I get the attack and it's not a crit fail. But let me see here. Okay. Means that once you've picked damage, on the other hand, rolling a critical failure when attacking with a weapon or unarmed will make things tougher for you. I'm gonna interpret this as not a critical failure because I did not lose the exchange. So that's the way I'm gonna play it. I may be wrong, but we'll see. Okay, so gonna roll damage. And I get for Weapon Master, I get a D4 damage added to my damage pool whenever I'm attacking. So okay, now I got to roll hit location on this guy. He's humanoid. 1. I've hit him in the right leg. Okay, so that's not his special location. That's not his weak spot. Okay, I think it is, let's see, it's going to be a D6 plus a D4. Rolls a damage pool. All right, so that's going to be with my mace. No, that's not what I mean. I need to roll damage. Yeah, so I think it's a D6 plus a D4, if I remember correctly. So thanks, Ron. Appreciate that. Yeah, I'm just trying to do it fun. I can always go back and check the rules for specificity later. So okay. All non-magical weapons deal D6 damage. And enemies and NPCs always pick the highest die rolls. So if creature deals 2, okay. All right, so here's the pool. So a 1 and a 3. So it looks like I'm going to do 3 damage to this guy. Nice. So that'll take him down to 9 of 12. Okay, we've done something to him at least. We've done something. All right. So now we take another damage to ourselves because we're still in this grasp. And I'm going to attack him again. All right, here we go. Against 65, that hit. And he failed because he's rolling against 35 because he has a 40 combat skill minus 5 because of my mace. So that's going to cause me to hit. So here we go. We're going to roll damage again. A 3, or so remember this is supposed to be a D4 here. So having that is 3. So when you roll damage, you take whichever the higher die is. So we're going to do 4 damage to him. So that takes him to 5 health. Yeah, I wasn't too fond of the chart thing. Yeah. Okay, I take another point of damage from his grasp, down to 26. And here we go. I think for an interesting thing this time, I'm going to try and do a called shot here. Okay, so we're going to make the check with disadvantage. All right, so I believe with disadvantage, you're rolling an extra D10s die and taking the lower of the two, or the higher of the two. So I'm going to try and... no, I'm not going to do it. I'm in too bad a shape. I'm going to do a regular attack. I hit with a 2, but we'll see what he does. He failed. Good. So I hit him again. And let's see. I hit him in the location 9. So that is abdomen. So no special damage there. And looks like I'm going to do 5 damage to him. And that's enough to kill him. That takes him to 0. Okay. It might be inverted, Ron. I can't remember. I know that on a percentile systems, you can either reverse the dice, or you roll 2 of the 10s die and take the higher of the 2. So, yes, Ward, correct. Armor soaks. Okay, so I have put down the monster here. Okay. Now I need to look at combat encounters. So there's the Flesh Eater stat block. Just so you know, I was looking on the Foundry has the creature loaded, but that's what their stat blocks look like right there. So I'm going to be rolling on the spoils table here. Okay. All right, we're going to roll a d6, a 4. Ooh, we found a valuable item. So that's a d20. 13, a fragment. Okay, fragments are pieces of magical items from the Valorian Ascendancy that have broken over time. They still have some magic left in them for a single use, even though they can no longer create their full effect. You do not need to attune. So let's find out what the fragment is. A 2. A tattered cloak that, when worn, shrouds the wearer in darkness, grants invisibility for 5 rooms or until you make an attack. You could ignore all combat encounters until then. That's cool. That's really cool. So let me see if that is loaded here. Is it in relics? No, it is not. Okay, so we will come over here to the inventory, and I'm just going to create a new item here. But I'm not going to use it yet because I don't think I need it yet. But so I'm going to store it in my pack. The tattered cloak. And I need to make a note on it so that I remember what it's about. So we'll say that it's a fragment. Roll 2. And we'll just put invisibility. So I kind of know roughly what it's about. Okay. So yeah, I don't think we need that yet. So I'm just going to hang on to it and not take advantage of that yet. Throw it on. Okay, now I'm going to jump back over to okay, we did our combat encounter. And so there was no, since there was a combat, then we do not roll in the events table. And so we're left in the room. So we're in this room, and we can take whatever action we like at this point. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and scavenge in here and see if we can find anything inside here during the scavenge. So I've got a very paltry 20 on our scavenge skill, and we find nothing. All right, where do you guys think we should go from here? Go to room 3 or room 4? Or do you think we should head down this corridor here? We could try out the door rules if you wanted to and head into this corridor, or we can go into one of these other rooms. Any Warg? Ron, you've been through this. Warg, what do you want to do? Choices are room 3, room 4, or head through the door into the corridor. No preference. Okay. Let's try out the door. Because we got people. Yeah, let's check out the door so you can see what the door rules are. So there is a door, so we don't have to do that. So let's jump down to, here we go. All right, the locks and traps. So before you attempt to interact with the feature, it's recommended to investigate it for potential dangers. So let's see. All right, the first thing we do is we check if it's trapped. So we make a perception check. We have a perception of 30, a glorious 30. And we fail it. So we failed the perception check. You make a decision. Do you interact with it or do you leave it be? So we're going to go ahead and try to open it because we're not the brightest. So we're going to roll a D10. 4. It is not trapped. Now we check and see if it's locked. Roll a D20. A 3. A result of 12 up means it's locked. So it is not locked. Okay. So no traps, no locks. We can move in. All right. So just so you know, if it is trapped, then since we didn't perceive it, then it would set it off. But then you have the option to disarm it or bypass it. And if there's a lock, we can attempt to pick it or brute force the lock. So there's a number of, and then there's a table for the trap effects that of what you get for the door. So it's a pretty robust rule system for locks and traps on chests and doors and things like that. So, okay. We open the untrapped, unlocked door because we seem to be lucky here, and we move into the corridor. And a corridor is considered a room, so we're going to jump back and see what happens there. So the first thing we're going to do is reduce my light down by 1. Very procedural doors. Yes, it is. Okay, layer check is first. We are at a D10 on the layer. It does not reduce. I rolled an 8. Then we are going to check tension die. It is at a D8. Rolled a 5. No tension. Not sure how well that would go in a game that's not solo. No, yeah, that's true. That's true. But this is purely a solo game. It's not really intended to play anything beyond that. Okay, so next we're going to check if we have a combat encounter. A 10. This is a room or corridor. If it's a room, it's a 10 plus. For corridors, you only face combat on a 15 plus. So we'd have no combat. And now we're going to roll for events. So we got to roll in the events table. All right. So there is a table here for room descriptions, but I'm not going to dive into that. If you're playing that by yourself, it helps for immersion, but I'm going to skip that for this game. So D100 for events, we rolled a 97. 97. Every time I try a solo, Warg says, every time I try a solo game, I think of how it could be applied in some way with games with other people. Yeah, I know what you mean. Okay, as you're crossing this empty room, you feel something grabbing at your ankle. Before you can react violently, you look down and see a human hand sticking out from a slit of the stone floor. There's someone down there, and they want to propose something to you. If you accept their strange deal, you lose D4 maximum sanity, but gain D4 maximum toughness. Whoa. Wow, that is crazy. Okay, so we have someone that has stuck their hand through a crack in the floor that is somehow stuck below the corridor, and they want to essentially curse me in a way to lose sanity and gain toughness if I go with this deal. Yeah, okay, exactly. Gosh, what would we do? Let's see. I don't know, guys. Let's role play this a little bit. Yeah, I know. Just stomp on the hand, right? So let's do that. He only has a reason of 10, and they're offering him a deal to do that. But it's not like we're being offered this by someone reasonable. It's this disembodied hand coming through the floor. So he has a reason 10. I'll give him a bonus of 10. If we make a 20 or less, we're going to say, no, we're not going to take this shady deal, right? Let's do that. If I fail my reason check, we're going to take it. A 4. A 4. Vol says, no way, you goofy hand coming through the floor, and he just crushes it with his mace over and over until it is a pulp, and you hear the squealing of whoever is below the stone floor there as they retreat into darkness. You take your deal and stuff it. Vol's having none of that. Okay. Now, there's a couple of things that you can do. You can take a breather, or you can set up camp that allows you to recover your exhaustion and your toughness and so forth. So, unfortunately, it reduces your light source by 5. So I don't think we're going to do that. And I don't think I'm ready to set up camp yet because we've got a little bit of light left. So we're going to continue. In fact, I think I'm going to go to, we're going to go into the next corridor here. So there's a doorway here and it leads into the corridor. So again, like I said, we talked about the door rules, but I'm going to skip that for right now. We're just going to move into the corridor and go from there. So the first thing that we do, we jump over and roll our lair die, which is the D10. A 4, we're good. We do not reduce it. Tension die, an 8. Well, we're doing good on our dies, so we're not reducing, we're not having tension or reduction in the lair. Combat encounter. 13, no encounter. So we're going to roll on an event. A 99. Holy cow, what am I doing to myself? This room must be passing near some sort of volcanic chamber because the heat here is completely unbearable. Gain D6 exhaustion. Oh my lord. It's only a 2, so let's... So I'm at 3 exhaustion. Let's check that because I don't remember what that does. Okay. So it looks like no effects until I get over 10 exhaustion on the chart. So I'm good for now. All right, I'm good for now. Okay, so we did our event. So we can go, we'll go to room 7. The Overseer. Oh no, this is where you will find this domain's Overseer. As usual, remember you can ignore it, although the experience points and potential loot might prove worth the risk. Oh my, guys, we've already found it. Okay. Well, we're going to fight. We're going to fight the Overseer. That's what we're here to do, right? we're here to kick ass and chew bubble gum, and we're all out of bubble gum. Okay. So let's grab the Overseer, and this will be my first Overseer. You stomped on my buddy's hand. That was his cousin Earl. Okay. We rolled the Carnage Devourer. So there he is. The Carnage Devourer, a relentless embodiment of chaos and destruction, strides as a colossal juggernaut, a living embodiment of raw carnage made to spread death and suffering. With its monstrous cleaver, it tears through both armor and flesh with ease. As it marches, it leaves a trail of roaring flames that consume all in its path, fueling its voracious appetite for annihilation. Oh boy. Yeah, Ron. Yeah, I know. I pray for Vol too, because I'm already down on toughness. So, yep. Vibe shift is here. That's right. So he has. Well, let me just jump over. I'm going to jump over to the bestiary here, and we'll take a look at his stat block as it appears there. Let's see. There he is. There he is. That's what he looks like right there. Pretty brutal. He has female-like thingies and a mouth for an abdomen. That's not great, and apparently very large. Let's see. It is a demon. Number 1, mind 40, endurance 60, body 80, health 30. It has vulnerability in the head and is humanoid, has 1 armor in all hit locations. Get in my belly. Yeah, that's right. A combat skill of 60 and a magic of resistance of 30. It has the penetrating 2 trait, which would get by my armor. Savage and Ruthlessness 1, which we will look those up here in just a minute. We don't have to worry about level adaptation, and then there's his chart. So, all right. So, penetrating, savage, and ruthlessness. So, let's see here. So first of all, let's look at demon. They are restored by infernal damage, vulnerable to holy, and immune to the poison condition. And then he has, we know what penetrating is going to be for armor, so my torso armor won't count. And then he has Ruthlessness. This trait grants the creature a number of additional turns per round equal to the X value. So he'll get 2 turns to my 1. Okay. And then Savage. Characters cannot parry, use a weapon skill to creatures' attacks. They can only use their dodge skill to avoid them. That's bad for me because I've got a terrible dodge. Luckily, I do have the evasive strike from Weapon Master. In fact, let's take a look at our other real quick, because we have Bulwark. So we can brace. You can see the enemy strike coming, and that costs 2 exhaustion to do it. So we're going to have to probably make use of that liberally here. All right. So here, let me jump over to combat. Now I want combat itself. Where did it go? There it is. Okay. Okay, initiative time. It's going to be my perception versus his mind. It only has a 40. but I only have a perception of 30. My perception, oh, I passed it. I passed my perception. And then he's got a 35 versus his mind of 40. So he passed as well, and he has the higher roll. So he's going to get to go. Yay! All right. Yay for him. Guys, we may not make it out of this. All right. Let's see what he does. 2. Flame Brand Cleave, a physical attack. The Carnage Devourer brings down its massive cleaver in a sweeping arc, targeting all creatures in the room and dealing D6 slashing damage. Targets hit by this attack must also pass an endurance check or receive the burning condition. Oh boy. Okay, so here we go. We're going to do his attack, which is going to be his combat skill. And I can only dodge. He is a 60, so here we go. He rolled a 40. And my glorious dodge is a 20. Guys, it's a 20. And I can't use a shield either, I don't think. Yeah, I think I'm just going to have to dodge. I rolled a 3. But you know what? He still passed with a higher roll than me, so that gets me hit. So it's going to do D6 damage. Doesn't matter the location because his armor penetration. So he's going to do 3 points of damage to me. Takes me to 23 toughness. And he does I got to make an endurance check or receive the burning condition. So my endurance is 30. And I failed it. So guess what? I'm burning. I do not. That's one thing that's missing from here is conditions. Vulnerabilities and resistances. Let's see. I forgot to add that deal to blow up the condition. So we're just gonna remember it, guys. We're on fire. Yeah, I'm in danger. Yeah. What is that? That's Chief Wiggum's boy, right? Yeah. Okay, conditions. Burning. What is that going to do for us? I receive 1 damage until the condition is removed. I got to spend a standard action while in combat to put the fire out. I don't know, guys. I don't think I have time to put out the fire. I'm just going to have to take it. All right. So when it's on my turn, I'll take a point of damage from fire. But guess what? Since he is ruthless, he gets to attack me again. Let's see what happens. All right, D6. 4. Rage Unleashed. The Devourer's fury intensifies, granting it advantage on all attack rolls and increasing its damage by D6 for 2 rounds. During this time, it cannot be frightened or charmed. Oh boy. So it gets 2 rounds at advantage on attack rolls with another D6 of damage, which, if I remember right, that extra D6 does not stack. I think what it does is it increases its pool by a D6, so I roll 2 D6 and take the highest. Okay. Here we go. It's my turn. All right, so it has a combat of 60, which is reduced by my mace to a 55, and I'm rolling against a 80, I believe, because unlike the last guy, I am not constricted anymore, restrained. So I have a 70, so I'm attacking, that takes me to an 80. And I rolled a dadgum 7. Oh my God. He's gonna kick my tail. So he has a 60 reduced to a 55. Oh, he rolled a 97. So I hit him. Okay. And I'm doing evasive strike. So that's gonna do a D6 plus the D4. Well, that's 6 points of damage. That's good. Okay. So I did 6. He has 1 armor all around. So that does 5 to him. That's a solid hit. Or actually, I need to roll location, because I could hit him in the head. A 9. Nope. I got to roll a 19 or 20 to hit him in the head. Hey, Jeff, watching from the base PX. Well, we're fighting the Overseer, Jeff. We're fighting the Overseer already. Okay, so I did 5 damage to him. Did not hit him in the head. So, no, I did not. I did not add. I should take away. So he has 25 health left. Now he gets to go crazy. Okay, so it's going to get 2 attacks against me now. This time it is going to be at an advantage. Burning alive, ghoul wounds being cauterized while he's smothered to death by giant man boobs. Yeah, that's right. I'm under the moob attack. Okay, so D6. Let's see what he does. He does a 4. Rage Unleashed again. So I'm just going to say that it's going to extend that by another round, I suppose. So that's good for me. So he's just mad and stomping around. What's his next attack? A 2. He's going to cleave me again with the Flame Brand Cleave. All right, so here we go. Flame Brand Cleave. He has his combat of 60 attacking me. I am using evasive, which is part of my weapon master. That's going to give me a plus 10 to my dodge. All right, here we go. He's rolling advantage though. So we're going to go with Ron's description of advantage, since it's handier than going and grabbing me another D10. So if it reverses if it's better. So he rolls a 6. And actually reversing that is better for him because that gives him a 60, and he has a combat skill of 60. So that's the highest that he could roll. So that's what he rolls. Now mine, 44. And I got a 10, so that's not enough. Because my dodge is only a 30 right now. So I failed. He hits me. So it's going to be 2d6, taking the highest. And that's a wonderful 6. So that takes him to a 17, actually a 16. Because I'm burning. Yeah, I know. I thought I won there, Ron, but I didn't. No. Okay. So that was his 2 turns. He did the Rage Unleashed and the Flame Brand Cleave. What do we think of the game so far? Well, it has very crunchy combat. I would say that I like it. The combat is extremely flavorful. The weapons do interesting things. You've got a lot of interesting options that take place during a fight, such as defensive rolls and critical hits, the hit locations, and all kinds of fun stuff like that. So I like it. In fact, I've played this before, and I've always loved Ker Nethalas' combat. It's really kind of the generic nature of the exploration that leaves me a little bit lacking. But Alex at Blackoath is kind of fixing that a little bit, especially with the new release he did with the Ratkin Warrens, providing a themed encounter locations. So. Okay, he made his attacks. It's my turn. My turn to go. All right, here we go. Attacking against an 80, a 17. Dadgummit, I need to roll high, but under my skill. I need a critical hit too, and I'm not getting them. He rolled a 64. I think that makes me hit him. Yeah, I hit him. Hell yeah. All right. Location, give me a 19 or a 20. No, did not hit him in the head. Big damage. No, 2 points of damage. Reduced to 1 point because of his armor. Oh wait, no, it's not. The bludgeoning from a mace ignores 1. So it would be down to 23. Okay. All right, his turn again. Let's see what he does. He's still attacking with advantage. This is his last 2 attacks with advantage. A 6. That doesn't sound good. A devouring blaze. That's magical. He summons forth a torrent of flames, forcing everyone to make a dodge check or take D6 fire damage and be set ablaze, suffering from the burning condition. Okay. So let's see. Against magic attacks. Let's see here. If it's a psychic attack, what is do I get spell ward against that? Let's see. It is magical, so I must pass a spell ward or suffer its effects. Okay, so the way that I'm going to interpret that is that I'm going to make a spell ward check, and if I pass, then I'm good. If I fail the spell ward check, then I make the dodge check. Okay, I'm going to go with that. All right, so I have a spell ward of 40, and I failed it. So here goes the awesome 20 dodge, and I failed that. So heck yeah, here we go. D6 fire damage, and I'm gonna say that the Rage Unleashed does not apply here, because it says that his attacks rolls, and this is not really an attack roll. So I'm gonna rule that the extra damage does not apply here. I know that's selfish, but I'm doing it. All right. He does 2 points of damage to me. Down to 14. And I need to check and see if Blaze, if the condition stacks. Let's see. This is not a cumulative condition. Okay, good. So I'm just going to take 1 point of damage. All right, now he gets his second attack. A 6. He's doing Devouring Blaze again. He is hitting me with this blaze a second time. Spell Ward. Past that. Okay, good. My Spell Ward protected me there. So I am good at that point. And it's my turn. Attacking against an 80. And I rolled a 9. Again with these low rolls. All right, Devourer. Fail. He did not fail, so he passed. Dang it. All right. So now, because he passed, he gets a defensive move. So I roll a d10. 5. I receive 1 piercing damage that ignores armor. Okay, so looks like he caught me as he dodged out of the way on that. So that's another point of damage to me. And now it's him 2 more turns. Here we go. He's doing attack number 2, which is the Flame Brand Cleave again. Okay, so he has a combat of 60. He rolled a 99. That is a critical fumble. And I rolled a 6, so I pass, and he critically fumbles. Let's see what happens to him on a critical fumble. Rolling the fumbles table. All right. Is NPC and monster fumbles. Let's see what he does. Come on, let's have something good for us. A 6. The creature trips and falls, and he falls on his moves, wasting his action. It is prone and must use its next turn to get back up. Booyah! There we go, right there. Okay, so he tripped over his hanging moob and falls down. And so his second action is wasted, and he is now prone. So that should make it easier for me to hit. So let's look at the conditions for prone. As a free action, a prone creature can get back up during their turn, but the opponent immediately gets to roll on the defensive move table. Okay. Attacks against prone creatures are done with advantage. Okay. All right, good. All right, so here we go. I'm attacking, and I get to attack with advantage. And I rolled a 5. So reversing that is 50, which I want to do because I still hit and it's a higher roll. And now I'll roll again for him. And he rolls a 96. That's a failure, so I will do damage. Let's roll for location. Give me a headshot. No. I'm going to do 3 points of damage to him. He's down to 20. I'm getting him there. He's a third down, guys. He's a third down. Okay, so so he's going to get back up on his turn as a free action. And, or let's see, no, I think he has to spend, must use his next turn to get back up. So he uses his first full turn to get back up, and I get a roll on the defensive moves table, on the player defensive moves. A 10. Your next attack does not suffer the usual disadvantage to your attack when targeting a specific body part. Wow, that is huge. Okay, so my next attack, I'm going to target his head. Let's remember that. Okay. But he still gets one attack left. See what he does. 3. Earthshaker Slam. He slams its cleaver into the ground with tremendous force, creating a shockwave of splintered earth. All creatures must make an acrobatics check or be knocked prone and take D6 bludgeoning damage. Okay. We have an acrobatics of 40. Thanks to, who said that? I think it was, I think Warg. I think you're the one that gave me the acrobatics bonus there. So that's good. Let's try it. I failed. Okay. So I'm taking D6 bludgeoning damage. Oh, 1 point. All right. That's not too bad, but I'm prone. So it's going to not be great here. Okay. Must have been Jeff. Yeah. Okay. So so I'm going to take a free action to get up on my turn. He'll get a defensive move action. A roll on the chart here, which is a 4. He clears all negative conditions that he's currently suffering from. He doesn't have any, so no harm, no foul. We're good. Okay, so now we're going to do our attack, and we are going to roll. Yeah, very cinematic. That's right. So we're going to target his head without the disadvantage penalty. All right, here we go. We really need a hit here, guys. We really need it. 50. I like it. Okay, that's a success, and it's a fairly high roll. Now let's see what he does. A 1. Perfect, perfect. He succeeds, but we have the higher number. All right. So we've hit him in the head. And that's his vulnerable location, so his weak spot. Striking a creature's weak spot is considered an automatic critical strike. Okay. So that means damage is doubled. It means once you pick your damage die from your damage pool, you double the result. Okay, so here we go. We want a 6 here. We want a 6. There we go. Look at that, guys. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. 12 points of damage. He is down to 8. He's down to 8. We can do this. We can do this. All right. Here we go. It's his turn. He's going to get his 2 turns in a row. And I did forget to do burning on me last time. So take 1 point off for that. He does 5. Annihilation Roar, magical. The Carnage Devourer releases a deafening roar that chills the hearts of its foes. All creatures must make a resolve check or be frightened. Okay. First we do the spell ward. And I failed. Now it's resolve. And I only have a 20 on resolve. Oh, but I rolled a 7. That's good. Okay. So we're not frightened. Great. So we soldier on like Vol the Crusher is. Okay, second attack. Yep, exactly, Ron. It was getting dicey. Second attack. What does he do? Oh, I rolled out of the bowl. A 3. Earthshaker Slam again. Okay, so I've got to make the acrobatics check or be knocked prone and take damage. So I've got a 40 acrobatics. Yeah, roll a 43. No good, no good. So I'm going to take 2 points of damage. And that's going to make it a 3 because of burning. So I'm down to 7. My turn. Guys, should I get greedy and take disadvantage to go for another headshot? I'm going to leave this to you guys. What do y'all think? Headshot or no? Yes, says Jeff. Anybody else? Going once, going twice. Got house money. Yep, I agree. That's 2. That's enough. We're going for headshot. All right. So we're rolling with disadvantage. We got to take the worst possible switch of the dice. So here we go. So I rolled a 36, which passes. Reversing it is 63, which also passes it. But that means that let's see. That means, so reversing it means would be better for me because it's a higher roll. So we're not going to do that. So we're going to take the 36 as the hit now. All right. Come on. We need him to fail here, guys. 63 he did. He failed. He has a combat of 60. He failed. Yes. All right. So we hit him in the head again. So we're doubling damage. Let's bring him down right here. He's got 8 left. So 3 on that dice and 3, so it's 6. Oh gosh, we're too short. He's down to 2. Okay. All right. His turn. He gets his 2 actions. Option 4. Rage Unleashed. Okay, so he's back in raging again, which means he's going to be advantage on attacks and in another d6 of damage for 2 rounds. Okay. And his other attack is 5 Annihilation Roar, which is a magic attack. So he's doing the deafening roar to try to frighten me. So this is not an attack, I don't think. And it's because there's no advantage here because he doesn't have to roll anything. So I'm going to make my spell ward check. I really need this. And I got it. I have a 40 spell ward, so we passed. Okay. I take a damage from I'm still burning. And it's my turn. Here we go. I am not going to go for a headshot. We're going for straight damage here, guys. Here we go. 15. Hits, but not as high as I'd hope. Okay, he has his 60 minus 5 for my mace is 55. Oh, and we hit him. We hit him. He failed his defensive roll. Okay. Let's just see if we get the headshot here on our attack roll. No, we didn't get it. Okay. All right, here we go. We could drop him here, guys. 3 points of damage. That's enough. He has 2. Boom. He is out, dead. We killed the overseer. Hurrah! Heck yeah. Okay. All right. Man, that was good. That was a good fight. Really exciting. All right, so let's see. What do we get from him? Yeah, karate explosion. Heck yeah. Okay, so let's see here. Oh, man. Did he have venomous? I didn't see that he had venomous. I might have not played him as tough. Let's look at his bestiary entry here. No, he doesn't have venomous. It's not listed on his traits. Okay, so I think it may be a miss there, or I might have checked it by accident. I'm not sure. Okay, so let's see. We got 1 roll on the valuable table and 1 on the precious table. Okay, so we got 2 rolls there. All right. So rolling on valuable, it's a D20. A 4, so that is a random potion. That's not as good as I hoped. D20. 16. Guys, can y'all see the dice tray, the numbers on the dice pretty well? I'm not... it would be good if I got some feedback on that, by the way. 16 is a potion of speed. All right, so let's... I don't see potions in the list here, so... I'll have to add it manually. Jeff says, I can see the tray when I was at home. Mostly 20 in that 1d8. Those are tough. Okay, thanks. All right, so we'll put the potion. Let's put it in a belt spot there. Oh, yeah, you're watching at 720. Yeah, that's probably why. It's probably a little blurry for you. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, now we get a roll at the precious items. Come on, let's get a relic. High roll. 14. No, it's a regular magic item. That's all right, I'll take it. Okay, magic item. Magic item generation. All right, a D8. Let's see what kind of item it is. It is a 1. So it is going to be a weapon. Cool. All right. Cool. All right. Random weapon table on 222. Let's see what kind of weapon it is. Percentile. 44. A halberd. A magic halberd. Well, we do have some skill in hafted. So that's fine. We'll take a halberd. Let's check the rarity. It is a D10. 2. Uncommon. Only 1 magic property. That's okay. Well, whatever. Let's see. All right. There we go. D20. A 1, but it's going to be on the weapon magic properties. Roll on the damage type table. Add D4 damage of that type to your damage pool when attacking with this weapon. Oh, cool. Okay, so it can, and let's see, the type is going to be 19 slashing. Okay, so it's going to be another D4 of slashing damage. That's not great, but it's not awful. We'll take it. I'll add that to the backpack. And let's see here. Let's call it magic plus 1d4 slashing. All right. Yeah, I know. It would be handy to remaster, right? Okay, so let's see what happens when we defeat the Overseer. All right. Let's look and see if it's in the stepping into the darkness section here. I can't find where it says. This salvage his hide and make a cloak out of him. Yeah. I don't know if I want a moob cloak though. Let's see. I'm not exactly sure what happens when this is the first time I've defeated an Overseer. Let's look at the. Okay, here, let's see. Once the Overseer's lair has been located, the lair check is no longer necessary. Instead, you'll be making domain exit checks each time you enter a room. Okay, all right. So, okay, so basically what's going to happen, we've defeated the Overseer, and then Warg, you said something about an amulet? What do you mean? We've defeated the Overseer, so the way that I think I'm going to rule it is, it appears this way, is that you continue exploring and you're looking for the domain exit at that point, which obviously on this map is down here. But I think in my own downtime, I'll continue exploring here a little bit and make my way over to the exit, and then we'll be ready to move forward. You can scavenge the Overseer's lair room. Many players get a mastery amulet, which grants access to a random third mastery. Oh, I see. Okay. I'll check that and maybe and see what I can do offline as far as doing that as part of the rest of my exploration. Let's see, what time are we at? We're almost midnight. Yeah. So we've been 2.5 hours. I think I'm probably going to call it tonight, guys. Grok maybe on bath salts. Yeah. So I'm going to call it here tonight. I'm going to continue this offline, finish the exploration, and oh, that's a good point, Ron. The Overseer Challenge grants him the 3rd mastery. Let's see here. That was in the character section. Personal goals, Overseer, Overthrown. You obtain an amulet. There you go. Good call, Ron. Good call. So that'll give me the 3rd mastery. Yep. So no problem, Jeff. I hope this was fun for you guys, and I hope y'all learned about the Ker Nethalas and whether you like it or not. So, that's going to be it for me for tonight. We're going to wrap it up. Anybody else that's watching this later, I hope that you had a good time as well and that you enjoyed it. And if you really had a great time, then give me a subscribe and like the video if you had fun here. And if you didn't, then hopefully maybe you'll watch again and find something you like next time. So, Ron, first time seeing you here. Thanks for coming in. And yeah, I'm going to do a part 2 to this with Warren of the Ratkin for sure. Yep. So anyway, I hope y'all have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll go ahead and wrap it up. Y'all have a good one, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.